Good afternoon. Welcome. Talk on the block. What's going on? Let's see if we can find out. Trying to get an update on the weather. We'll come back to talk after this.
Update from the Dominica Meteorological Service at Douglas Charles Airport for Tuesday, August 30th, 2016, as recorded at 12 noon. The weather at Douglas Charles Airport was cloudy with adjacent showers. Surface winds east-south easterly at 8 knots or 15 kilometers per hour. Temperature 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The weather at Canefield Airport was partly cloudy with recent showers and gusty winds. Surface winds south-easterly at 9 knots or 17 kilometers per hour, gusting to 18 knots or 33 kilometers per hour. Temperature 32 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Now for the weather outlook for Dominica and the Lesser Antilles. A high-pressure system will dominate conditions across the area. Patches of low-level clouds moving westward are expected to result in occasional cloudiness and some scattered showers across parts of the island chain during the next 24 hours. Slight to moderate sea conditions are expected during the next 24 hours with waves peaking near 5 feet. A slight increase to peak near 7 feet is expected by tomorrow. Meanwhile, an area of low pressure associated with a tropical wave is located in the far eastern Atlantic. This system has the potential for gradual development and is expected to approach the area by the weekend. Residents are advised to monitor the progress of this system. Now for the weather forecast valid for this afternoon and tonight. The synopsis: a high-pressure system is the dominant feature. The weather for this afternoon and tonight is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy at times, slightly hazy and occasionally breezy with scattered showers. Wind east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 15 to 30 kilometers per hour. Sea conditions slight to moderate in open water with waves of 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. Please remember that we are in the hurricane season. For updated information on weather conditions, log on to our website at www.weather.gov.dm or call our weather hotline at 447-5555. From the Met Office at Douglas Charles Airport, I am Asha Bryan.
Thank you very much from the Met Office. There, 1:05 is the afternoon time. We come back, as I said, to talk in a minute here.
It's hurricane season. Now is the time to get prepared. Ensure that your disaster ready kit is up to date. Keep identification and money close. Educate your family on an evacuation plan. Prepare your family and ensure their safety. Remember, disasters don't know time, so be prepared.
Making your water safe to drink during and after floods and storms. Water for drinking and domestic use should be free from all disease-causing bacteria and poisonous chemicals. However, during heavy rains, floods and landslides, the water supply may become contaminated. There are 3 ways to ensure that water used for drinking and domestic purpose is safe. They are proper storage, boiling, and chlorination. That is, adding ordinary household bleach to your water. Let's look at proper storage of water. Store water in clean containers. Ensure that water is kept covered at all times. Do not store water in containers which were previously used to store poisonous chemicals. If you use a drum, cover with clean bag or plastic, secure tightly with rope. Boiling kills all harmful germs and bacteria. When boiling water, use a clean pot. When the water begins to boil, let it continue to boil for 3 more minutes. Allow it to cool before drinking. Always keep containers covered. Chlorination. Using household chlorine in drinking water to kill germs. Here's how it is done. To 1 gallon of water, use 8 drops of bleach. To 5 gallons of water, use half teaspoon bleach. To a 45-gallon drum, use 4 teaspoons of bleach. You may use a dropper or clean stick. Dip the stick in the bleach. Hold it over the water and allow it to drop. Stir or shake the water. Leave water to settle for 30 minutes before using. Always keep the containers closed. Water is safe for drinking 30 minutes after the bleach is added. Remember, to protect you and your family's health, ensure that water is boiled for 3 minutes after it begins to bubble. That the correct amount of bleach is added to the water. Do not exceed the specified amount. Make sure that all water stored is properly covered. Do not store water in containers which contain chemicals. Also, wash your hands with clean water and soap. Wash eating and cooking utensils with clean water and soap. Use bottled water if available. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
For more information, call 266-3469.
What's on your block? You'll let me know on 449-3095, 96 and 97. I'm linking up with Carl John Baptist. There's news on the Dominica Olympic Committee. There's some disquiet there. Carl John Baptist, a big letter circulating. Good afternoon.
Hi, Matt. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to your many, many listeners. Even before we deal with that, I just want to let you know a few things which happened in your absence. We have the Joshua Francis judicial review matter. It came up yesterday. It was adjourned to December.
December?
Yes. We also have a comprehensive decision on the judicial review matter, of course, in favor of Joshua Francis. That was handed down by the High Court. That's online, so persons can look at it and read it. So Mr. Francis is making a lot of headway. The judicial review matter. Also, there's a matter coming up on Friday, the Wayne James matter, the judicial review matter. It comes up on Friday. You may also want to look at the editorial of the Sun newspaper, which speaks about the commissioner or the chief of police and crime statistics that are not being made available to local media. And Matt, you need to get that paper and read that editorial. A very, very interesting editorial, which speaks about situation where the press has been trying to get information from the chief of police. Before time, we would have gotten that information. But for whatever reason, Mr. Carbon has decided not to give that information. I can also tell you that I had been to his office and to various offices. I was asked to write, which I did. A young lady from the Sun newspaper wrote. I wrote an email. I was given the crime statistics, but then I was told that it's missing some information, and I was asked for them to give it back to me. So I had not left the office with it. I was told that it's missing some information. And from since that time, I've not been able to get that information. Also, we are trying to get statistics, proper information from the chief medical officer as it relates to Zika cases on the island. And it's like they're hiding that information. We're not getting the relevant information on Zika. The chief medical officer is playing cat and mouse. You call him, he's playing most diplomatic.
I'm happy that you said that, because it was brought to my attention some time ago that, all the information as it relates to Zika and actually the real effects may not have been brought to the public. I know one lady who actually was down with Zika and had, actually ended up almost paralyzed in a hospital in Martinique. I'm trying to get that story from that lady, but a very, very sad story. So maybe a lot of information. Are they really telling us the truth about Zika?
Well, no, Matt, because they're suppressing that information. I went to the chief medical officer. I had an interview with him, and he reluctantly, he spun me, or he attempted to spin me all over the place in giving me some basic information. He started to tell me the causes of Zika. But I know the causes of Zika. I can get that online. And the interview, the most of what he told me, it's available online. All I needed to find out from him, the statistics from when we first recorded our first case of Zika. Where are we? And the man is going all over the place, telling me, whatever. Finally, he gave me some figures. And, about the pregnant mothers, etc., etc., etc. But you're not getting any information. And I was making that very point to other persons in the health sector, because they are going to be having some consultation. Another issue, I went to the Dominican Social Security, and I requested of them, statistics as it relates to people reporting sick, Zika. I was able to get that for chikungunya. I was told to write. I wrote an email, and up till today, they have not even acknowledged my email.
How long ago was that, Carl Baptist?
It's over a month ago. I have the email there. I can reproduce it. I met Mr. Augustus Etienne, the deputy director, who I had spoken with. When I met him, he told me, "Man, I on leave. I will check that out for you." Those people are disrespectful to you.
That's what I was telling somebody this morning, my good friend, from the U.S., and he was putting a lot of pressure on the media. I know sometimes the media really try, but the kind of hurdles that you pass through before you get information, it can be sometimes frustrating.
But yes, and the public's right to know. I did not ask. I did not listen to me, Ahmad. I did not ask them at the Social Security who got sick with Zika. All I wanted was the normal statistics, how many persons they would have had who would have reported sick, and what was the payment amount. Basic information, public's right to know, because we're trying to educate the public. And up till today, I went there, and the gentleman is yet to even acknowledge. I copied my email to the director of Social Security. He told me send it to the general email address, which I did. I copied it to him. I also copied it to the director. Not one of them acknowledged receipt of my email. Now, when you do not come to their function, they come in and say all kind of things. I mean, also the other thing, going back to that Zika and the gentleman, the chief medical officer. But my understanding is that the Zika cases in Dominica has reached at an alarming proportion. And they are hiding that information. They are suppressing that information. What are they hiding? I do not know. We know for a fact that 5 in every 10 cases of Zika, people will not report it because some people do not go to the medical center. Some people they have the whatever and they do not do anything. We know that. But Papa God, give us the information. Do not hide it. Do not suppress it. I mean, this is a strange country. I do not know what is going on, Matt.
I don't know why they, all the hiding of information there.
I don't know.
I think that is what should be rushed for Parliament, Freedom of Information Act.
But of course, and the Sun's editorial speaks about that, speaks about the frustration that the press is being faced with as it relates to getting information. Before Mr. Carbon became chief of police, we were getting the crime statistics. I was told, Matt, that the U.S. Embassy was trying to get that information. They were collating the information. I got that information in 2014. I got it in 2013. I got it in 2012. I got it all the other years. But for the crime statistics as it relates to 2015, they are refusing to release it, refusing to give it to the press. Why? They have that information and they're asking the public to assist them in crime solving.
Information is being hidden so much, Kalai. The last survey, I don't think it was ever released. That was some years ago.
But exactly. And so much so, the young lady who went to Mr. Carbon, she wrote to him. I also wrote to Inspector Moses. And incidentally, on Friday, I had that discussion with her in the public domain at National Credit Union. Because I'm saying to her, what? And she's saying to me, it is national security. The crime statistics is national security, and you're asking people to assist you in solving crimes in the country? Wow. All of a sudden, it becomes a situation of national security. But let us deal with the Dominican Olympic Committee, because...
But what's going on there? I know of course, the Olympics just ended. What can be going on at the National Olympics Committee?
But I have with me a letter, and I'll read the letter so Dominicans can and the world can hear. It is coming from the International Olympic Committee. Mr. Felix A. Wilson, President, Dominica Olympic Committee, 40 Hillsborough Street, Roseau, Dominica, Office of the Director General, Rio de Janeiro, 29th July, 2016.
That letter is addressed to Felix, coming from the director?
Yes.
Okay.
International Ticketing Program, Rio 2016. Dear Mr. Wilson, dear President, the IOC has been made aware of a number of issues in relation to the International Ticketing Program for the Games of the 21 Olympiad in Rio in 2016. In particular, it has been drawn to the attention of the IOC by the Rio 2016 Organizing Committee that the National Olympic Committee of Dominica did not respect the terms and conditions of the ticket sales agreement and was in breach of the IOC Code of Conduct. As clearly explained during the information seminars on ticketing, no breach of the TSA nor of the IOC Code of Conduct can be accepted. This letter therefore constitutes a serious warning which will be taken into consideration for the future. We also inform you that the challenges experienced in Rio 2016 with your National Olympic Committee will be taken into account when considering your ticketing needs for the next Olympiad, Pyongyang 2016 and Tokyo 2020. Furthermore, the elements brought to the attention of the IOC clearly highlight a lack of transparency and good governance within Dominica Olympic Committee, as they show that access to the ticketing program was provided to a person unauthorized by Rio 2016.
Can you read that line again for me, Kala Baptist?
Furthermore, the elements brought to the attention of the IOC clearly highlight a lack of transparency and good governance within the Dominica Olympic Committee, as they show that access to the ticketing program was provided to a person unauthorized by Rio 2016. In such context, the IOC urges the Dominica Olympic Committee to improve its model of management and governance in order to be compliant with the principles of the Olympic Charter. If you have any questions on any of the matters addressed in this letter, please first contact your client owner counterpart at the IOC, Toshio, and that other name, I don't think I can pronounce it. Yours sincerely, Christopher De Keeper, Director General.
That is some serious issue they call at the Baptist. They breached
Mr. Wilson and Mr. White, because on DBS radio
they breached the rules, huh?
They clearly breached the rules. Clear. And I don't know how they go into. What are they going to say? This is not me, Carlisle John Baptist, stating that. It is.
So who is that person, Carlisle, that was brought along?
But find out from Mr. Felix Wilson and Mr. the chef de mission. The letter is addressed to Mr. Felix Wilson. Find out from him. He is the president of the Dominica Olympic Committee. Find out from the General Secretary, Mr. Thomas Dorset. I also contacted Mr. Dorset. Find out from him. He's aware of that. Find out from the chef de mission and treasurer, Mr. Philip White. Find out from them.
Wakala, I also heard from Mr. Joseph, Mickey Joseph, sometime last week, as it relates to, things that he was not happy with going on, with this Olympic Committee. A lot of questions being asked. I remember last year we had a big issue with, who was brought along. Things are not right there.
Things are not right. A lot of scandal. Mr. Wilson need to tell us more about that. And this letter is available. We will release that letter. I have just read its contents. Of course, he may want to find out how we got hold of that letter, but that's not important. The important thing is the letter is authentic, and he needs to tell us what is going on. There are questions to be answered, and they need to answer those questions. The General Secretary was in Rio. He needs to answer. He is aware of that letter, Mr. Thomas Dorset. He's very much...
How many of them went to Rio? Do you know?
Mr. Wilson, who is the president, he must go. Mandatory. The General Secretary, mandatory, must go. The treasurer was made chef de mission. So they created a position for the treasurer. So he was there.
And the treasurer is who?
Mr. Philip White.
Mr. Philip White was also there.
Right. That is the man who holding so many caps. He is also the president of the Dominica Red Cross, and he's also the treasurer of the Dominica Red Cross. President and treasurer. And that is another thing we have to talk about, Matt, the Red Cross.
Why so much interest in these associations? You almost hear the same names like it's a club.
But it's a club, it's a boys' club. The management of the Dominica Red Cross are not trying to shift. Find out who is the manager in the top management, and find out who the auditors are. Find out who the auditors are. Tell me if there's transparency. Find out. And you will tell me what is going on there.
I'm actually going to try to get to Mr. Felix Wilson before I leave at 2 o'clock. But there are some questions to be asked here. Very interesting letter, Dekala.
You need to find out from Mr. Wilson.
I want to know who is the other person that they brought along that the International Olympic Committee was not happy with.
Yeah, because
breaking codes.
Yeah, because they're saying that the ticketing program was provided to a person unauthorized by Rio 2016. Who is that? This letter further constitutes a serious warning. Be warned. And remember, Matt, if you want to backtrack a bit, remember the London Games, there was talk about breaches. Just go back a bit, and you will find that there were serious allegations.
Mr. Wice's name also came up when it came to, he represented without the Dominica Football Association Authority. It's like almost a repeat of everything.
Mr. Philip White, again, Matt, he's the man there. He knows. And he playing kucha like he doesn't know anything. Doesn't know anything. But he knows everything that is going on. Those guys there, and they're giving the impression that they're very, very transparent. But anyway.
I'm going to try to find Mr. Wilson. I need to get the other side of that story there. I mean, that's a serious letter coming from this International Olympic Committee there. Carlisle, thank you very much for the update. Thank you. Let's take a phone call there. Hello.
Hello, Matt?
Yes, hello.
I'm listening very patiently to Carlisle's report. And unfortunately, this kind of conduct by people who are in leadership in the country seems to drift into an area, number one, that is not transparent. People seem not to be responsible to the public for their conduct.
So in other words, everybody's doing it now?
Well, yes, it's all over the place. The government that we elect to be conducting the business of the country is in that same ball game. Then you have the Olympic Committee. I am very surprised to hear that Felix Wilson, whom I know, is participating in this kind of nonsense. I mean, it's just incomprehensible that we could have a police chief. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't want to communicate to anybody. You have a chief medical officer. We're having the Ziska issue. Nobody wants to say anything about the status of this problem in the country. I mean, it is completely beyond me that people who you would look at and you would figure that these are people to be respected, the Wilsons, the Whites, the Dorsets, the Carbon, the chief medical officer. By the way, who is the chief medical officer?
I'm trying to remember his name. It'll come in a minute, though.
All right.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. All of these people, you look to them to provide information to the public so the Dominican citizenry can be informed of what is going on. And you're hearing all of these scandals, one after the other. The Carbon, the Wilson, the White, the Dorset. I mean, what is going on in the country? It's completely crazy.
Well, yes, you can say that. Thank you very much. We'll try to find Mr. Wilson. If not today, we'll try to get him on to answer some of these questions. Hello, representing the Olympic Committee. Yes.
Matt.
I'm here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
And how are you?
Hanging in there?
Yeah, because I picked up your voice on I on Q95. I on my station.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Matt, I don't know what is your program to this afternoon.
Well, you should listen and then you'll find out.
I just reached home.
Okay, well, listen and then you'll call me back. 131. Hello. Yes.
Matt.
I'm here, sir.
I'm calling from Penville.
Okay.
I want Mr. Dorset, Mr. Wilson, and Prime Minister Skerrit
what did they do with the NCO in the Northern Committee group we were supposed to form? And if that is the result of it, good for them.
All right. Hello, talk to me. It's 1:32. I just don't know what's going on with these international committees. Now they're breaking and breaching rules internationally. And, of course, it seems clear that the International Olympic Committee is very upset with Dominica. Hello. 449-3095-9697. 1:32 is the afternoon time. We're going to come back. Right after this.
We're going back to school.
That's right. Starting Friday, August the 25th till Wednesday, August 31st. Shine Union Dominica has everything you need with a 20 to 30% discount on selected items for back to school. Things like sports shoes, socks, and school shoes, all black. Assorted juice bottles, snack bags, and carrots school bags. Also, school stationery and exercise books. Shine Union back to school sale plus newer items. Also available are tents or camping, storage containers, folding tables, living room sofas. That's right, living room sofas. Shine Union back to school sale plus newer items. Starting Friday, August the 25th till Wednesday, August 31st. Hurry, because you already know when they're gone, they are gone.
One, now we drop two, now we drop one.
Saturday, October 1, Fine Foods Inc. and the House of Angostura present the first ever all-inclusive Isle of White Oak Ultimate Boat Fest featuring live Triple K.
What can I read it down? What can I read it down?
Alongside the Doctor, Miguel Labadie, dressed in white and yellow and confetti like you've never done before. Board in 2:30 p.m. from Rosa Bayfront. Departs 3 p.m. sharp. Limited tickets, $150 available at Pizza Hut Delivery, Save-A-Lot Express Lane, and Fine Foods Wholesale, Rosso and Jimmit. Unlimited drinks, eats, and pure bacchanal. There we open the independent season on the water with Triple K and the Doctor. All-inclusive Isle of White Oak Ultimate Boat Fest. Saturday, October 1.
Hey, let's escape! Yes, let's go to Cork Street Escape Band Grill. Oh my, I love it. Food is great, drinks are great. I love to escape. Can we do it again? Yes, every day. Monday to Thursday from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and Fridays to Saturdays from 3 p.m. till escape.
440-9188.
Escape. Are you there yet?
Hi, this is Gordon Henderson of the group Exile One. Exile One is heading to the USA. The trio, Vivian, Fitzroy, and Gordon, will be joined by old pals, Sty, Frankie, and new faces on Saturday, September 24 at the Dominica Cultural Awards Gala in Montclair, New Jersey. Get your tickets today. Email at nexus1@gmail.com. That's ADNEXUS1@gmail.com. Exile One.
We're going back to school.
That's right. Starting Friday, August the 25th till Wednesday, August 31st. Shine Union Dominica has everything you need with a 20 to 30% discount on selected items for back to school. Things like sports shoes, socks, and school shoes, all black. Assorted juice bottles, snack bags, and carrots school bags. Also, school stationery and exercise books. Shine Union back to school sale plus newer items. Also available are tents or camping, storage containers, folding tables, living room sofas. That's right, living room sofas. Shine Union back to school sale plus newer items. Starting Friday, August the 25th till Wednesday, August 31st. Hurry, because you already know when they're gone, they are gone.
All right, 1:37. I did try to get in touch with the president of the Olympic Committee. He's out of state. I spoke to the treasurer, Mr. Philip White. According to him, they're not aware of this letter. So I did tell him we'll try to make a copy available to him. And we can call again tomorrow. We'll try to make a copy available this afternoon. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. But according to them, they're not aware of this letter. Hello, talk to me in the afternoon. Hello.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
I mean, welcome back to work. I didn't say welcome back to the country.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Hey, Matt, let me tell you now, boy, it is becoming disturbing, you know.
It is very disturbing, yes.
It is becoming disturbing to the reasonable mind and to a citizen, any citizen that is concerned about their country. Matt, I don't know how and when we are going to start the process of restoring Dominica's good name. I am old enough, Matt, to remember when corruption was not used in connection with Dominica. And we are seeing what is like the trickle-down effect now. It is well known, it is at the top, this lack of transparency, the lack of good governance, it is there at the top. And it seems to me that almost all of the institutions that are set up for the good of the state, they all seem, well, when I say I'm speaking as the people who run the institution, are in charge of the institution, that's who I'm speaking to. It seems as if they're all following that same position. And as it relates to the Olympic, I mean, I've been hearing talk in the airways and so on. You might say, well, maybe those things are rumors. But when the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, writes to Dominica saying, listen, what we are seeing here, your actions are basically speaking to the lack of transparency and good governance of the organization. I mean, this is as low as it can get. And Matt, I will end by saying here, man, at this stage, those people that are involved in the Olympic Committee there, the only sensible thing that should happen is these people must just tender the resignation and get out of this business and let people that have integrity and this country at heart take over these types of affairs. Matt, I thank you very much. And
thank you. It appears there's some bomb CO going on there. I, Matt, every time those people go out on our behalf, they always embarrassing Dominica. Greed and power that have them so. Stop milking the cow. That's a WhatsApp message here. This is Talk on the Block. It's Tuesday. I'm back. I want to again thank publicly Thompson Fountain, Dr. Thompson Fountain, who's been doing a great job on my behalf in my absence. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, I now see that the Japanese saying that when the head of the fish is rotten, the whole body goes, you know? And Matt, the response you got from the person who said that they're not aware of this letter.
Well, I spoke to Mr. Philip White off the record. He says they're not aware of the letter.
Well, man, that's just a way of delaying it and pushing it back. Because how can they not be aware of this letter? Wasn't it addressed to them, Matt?
Yeah. Yes, you said? Are you there, caller? I think you're gone. All right, 449-309-596-97. Somebody says here in a WhatsApp message, Matt, we have nurtured a culture of brazen corruption in Dominica. When people of social influence are on the radio promoting the idea, it is okay. It is very worrisome the way things are going on in Dominica. Young people are growing up with the culture of entitlement simply because the people in leadership position are not setting the right example with their widespread corruption. White, it appears that Mr. Wilson may be around. I was first told that he was, I don't know where he is, but he's listening and would like to respond. So I will give you a chance there in a few minutes, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I was saying that
yes.
they're trying to delay the effects of the letter, Matt. Isn't the letter addressed to the Dominican Olympic Committee?
Well, it's addressed to the president of the Olympic Committee, but apparently maybe the other members of the executive are not aware. But Mr. Wilson, I'm sure, will explain all of that, because Mr. White just denied that this letter is in existence. And I just spoke to Mr. Wilson, who told me there just a minute ago off air that he is in receipt of that letter. Hello.
Yes, Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I want to give the man a little chance, let him say what he has to say. But there is a saying that anytime you hold a rat in a potato field, it always saying this will come, but it's always there. Now, on another note that I called you this morning there and asked you about the stop court order, but it happened that I hear only the 1 o'clock news on Q95 that there
is a stop order. Yes.
And it's 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would really like to know a little more about that.
All right, I'll see if I can make it available for you sometime tomorrow morning. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Matt.
How you doing? Yes.
Matt, I hear a number of persons talking about the milking of the cow state and wasteful spending.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, is in Wesley for you to see wasteful spending, and this is happening across the country. Matt, Ezekiel Basil is the duly elected representative of the people of the Wesley constituency. The government pays him $2,700 a month. Matt Pelte, he have to represent the people in and out of Parliament. I am aware, with that money, he's sending 5 students to school. The person he defeated at the polls, Afinia Benjamin, draws $6,500. You know how much thousand more than what he getting, Matt? But you know what is worse? Afinia Benjamin was given the opportunity to represent, to speak in a graduation at Woodford Hill. And she told the parents, if you need assistance to send your children to school in terms of books and shoes and so on, come to her. And Matt, a number of parents went to her. She sifted the list like wheat. And those that she believed that voted for her, she took that list to the Ministry of Education that gave her vouchers to source the material for the students. That privilege do not stand for Ezekiel Basil, the duly elected parliamentary representative of the Wesley constituency. So $6,500 going one way. If they had empowered the PAL rep with that money, you know what that could do? But that is not all, Josiah Benoit, the young man they identify to replace Ambrose George in Roseau South, is a senator. He joined $2,200 a month. Roosevelt Scarlett signed that wasn't enough. They created a job in the Ministry of Health and slapping him with $5,000 a month in addition to the $2,200 Matt Pelte. Matt Pelte, if you ask Josiah Benoit where is the location of his office, he's going to stammer. Once a month, this guy go inside of the office, he don't know what he's doing. That is wasteful spending. That is milking the resources of the state. That is party force and country loss. And they tell us, for public consumption, let us come together to build which country, Matt? To build a dictatorship. That is it. It is shameful to see what Roosevelt Scarlett is doing to this country. He is the one that determines how much an individual salary is. We have seen what he did to the Speaker of the House salary. We have seen what he did to the President's salary. This is a wicked man that continues to feather his nest and the nest of his acolytes, Matt Pelte. Thank you very much for that.
very happy that Mr. Felix Wilson, the president of the Dominican Olympic Committee, the OC, had made itself available minutes after that letter with some serious allegations about the DOC was made by the international. Serious questions were asked there. Mr. Felix Wilson, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt.
All right. Well, I was told that you were out of state. Apparently, you are, and maybe some people are not.
No, I'm not out of state. I'm in Dominica.
Well, I'm happy. Your office told me.
I was out of state. Yes.
So maybe they're not aware, and
Okay.
maybe they're not also aware that you have received that letter that Carlisle John Baptist.
I'm very much aware. Carlisle.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying that your office told me that this letter, it was the first that they were hearing of that letter.
The president of the Dominican Olympic Committee.
Okay, it was a direct. Okay.
The executive haven't met to discuss the letter, but a response has already been sent to the IOC.
All right.
I am not the only one that received in the Caribbean that letter. It refers to an agreement for ticket sales. And it was sent to 8 countries, if you want the names of the countries: Bahamas, Grenada, BVI, Antigua. Did I mention Grenada?
No, you did not.
Okay, and Grenada, Dominica, and probably 1 or 2 others. What it entails...
I just want to ask a question and be very clear. Does it make it okay because these other countries have received that letter?
Yes. Other countries have received.
No, I'm saying, but does it make it okay that the other countries have received the letter, including Dominica?
Okay, I'm just going to explain to you. I never said anything is being made okay. There's nothing to be made okay.
No. I think you're misunderstanding you because you're quick to point out, Mr. Felix Wilson, that the other countries received the letter as well. So I'm saying, does that make it okay that the other countries received the letter?
Okay, listen. You have to speak in context.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, please, let me speak in context, Matt. If you are aware of the facts more than I am, then you can go on with all your questioning. That doesn't lead to anything. I am giving you the context in which that letter was received, and I'm also informing you it was received by other groups. The IOC gave 2 options for sale of tickets ages ago, okay? One of them was to have what is called an ATR, an agent ticket reseller, okay? Or alternately, the National Olympic Committee sells tickets. But we had gone for the first option for the ATR, the agent ticket reseller, and the organizing committee and IOC informed us that the agent who was acting on behalf of all the countries I mentioned and some in Africa and Europe, etc., they did not approve that person as an ATR. We dropped that. Okay? And we pursued the other angle of selling tickets as a DOC, a National Olympic Committee, which is an option that was given by the IOC. When we could not raise the capital to do so, we also dropped that. We got permission from the organizing committee of Rio. They accepted that we will not be selling tickets as a National Olympic Committee. And that's where the matter ends. What IOC has done, IOC has written and informed that we have to stick, if we had initially said that we wanted to sell tickets, we have to stick to that agreement. Okay? And that if we do that in the future, then we will not be able to sell tickets. But we haven't sold tickets. Is that clear, Matt? We haven't sold.
I'm following you still. Continue, sir. Continue.
Neither have we had an ATR. You got me? The only reasonableness I heard on your program was Dr. Clayton Shillingford, okay, who is not looking for controversy, but for an explanation, okay? And he plays an alternate view. He lay credibility to Felix Wilson. There is no disclosure that has to take place that cannot be spoken about. It is as transparent. I gave you 2 scenarios how tickets were being sold for the Olympic Games.
Explain this part of the letter for me. That I think I have a copy of the letter right now. that it showed that some person, unauthorized person, was given a ticket. Can you explain that?
No unauthorized person was given ticket, matter. No unauthorized person was given ticket. I told you the scenario that started well about almost a year ago, where you had the option to choose what is called an ATR. And the person that we chose was Mr. Howard Schwartz, okay, who was an ATR. But he was not given the permission from the organizing committee of Rio 2016 or from the IOC. We dropped that, okay? He had advanced some $3,500 as royalties. We sent that back to him. So we dropped that. We, however, tried to sell tickets as an NOC, which is the second option, and we did not have the capital, and we did not pursue that. That's where the matter ends.
So, Mr. Wilson, because I really want to follow you very clearly there and try to get a better understanding of. You did say just early in the interview that you have already responded to the letter, but you did admit as well too, very early, that you did not meet with the executive just yet, so they don't know nothing about the letter. So why would you send off a letter without getting the blessings of the executive?
Listen, relax. I'm
very, really excited. That's why I'm taking my time, sir.
Please. Just listen. A letter is sent to me while I was at the Olympic Games. I responded on my cell phone and informed the IOC I will respond on the letterhead officially.
Well, you did not say that when you started. You said you responded. So I'm saying, why would you want to respond as president without getting... But you said you responded on your cell phone. So there's anything else that you want to add, sir?
Hold on, Matt. Please, don't rush the gun now. I responded, I told you, using my cell phone. I was at the games when I got that letter. I responded on my cell phone. But I informed in the response, and if you want it, I will send it to you. I respond that I will respond officially. Are you think?
I'm following you, sir.
Yeah, please.
I'm following you every word. Go ahead.
It's surprising that you have a letter, you make a mountain out of a molehill. Well, not necessarily.
No, we only exposed the letter today. And of course, we exposed the letter today, and now we're getting your response. I'm very happy that you're responding in the way that you are. But I'm sure that the public will continue to ask the questions that they have to ask, and they have a right to. You represented the country.
That's why I'm responding to you.
Well, that's why I'm very happy that you are, sir.
I have absolutely nothing to hide. There is no corrupting that's going on, as some of those statements that were made. I have explained to you the content of the letter, and I gave you the context of the transaction. No ticket was sold by the DOC. The DOC received no monies. Initially, as I explained to you, the ATR, agent ticket reseller, which is something that is permitted by the ticket agreement, but because that agent was not approved, the royalties that he gave of $3,500 US initially, to be followed by another $6,500, which would have been $10,000 royalties for selling tickets on our behalf. And let me also say to you, Matt, about other facts. If we had sold tickets, 20% of the sold tickets would have come to the DOC as part of its fundraising. That is all part of the agreement.
You know, I have a lot more questions for you, Mr. Wilson, but time is not on my side this afternoon. So I'm going to try again tomorrow morning to speak to you again. Thank you very, very, very much. Let's see if we can take one or two phone calls based on the response of Mr. Wilson here. Dominica on the international map again. talk to me here. Hey.
Yes, man.
Uh-huh.
That last caller you spoke with there, internationally he sounds bogus.
You would have thought by now the rest of the executive would have been informed of that letter. They haven't met, so we'll give Mr. Wilson the benefit of the doubt here. Hello, talk to me. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
I'm here.
Yes, they try to use delay tactics to respond to your phone call, and he still did a rotten job of it. Does Wilson think people are stupid the way he's talking? All he's doing is skirting around the issues. He's not even answering the questions you're asking him.
We have 1 more minute. We'll continue. Hello, talk to me.
Hello, Matt.
Hello, yes.
I'm sorry to be calling back again. This is not my style.
I know that.
But I listened to Wilson. I mean, this is a gentleman I know, and I hope I'm making these statements here in good faith. The difficulty that we have here is when we enter the international arena, we seem to believe that we are going to do things according to Dominica style. That does not fit. This Olympic Committee is an international organization. It has its rules. It has its protocols for conduct and all that. And when these things arrive here, and it's not just the Olympic Committee and Wilson, it is practically everything that we have to deal with. We have this notion in our head, whether it is export of bananas to the United Kingdom, or it is appointing ambassadors, or it is dealing with transparency out of the government and Mr. Skerritt, that we have our own rules here and we can do all kinds of things that are not consistent with standard operating principles. We are always going to get in trouble if that is our attitude. And I said, multiple times, this Dalai Lama made a statement. He said, the how and what you think determines your actions. Your actions then become your habits. Your habits are then informing your character, and your character is your destiny. And as long as Dominicans think in this crazy way that we think, we are always going to be in trouble. And we have to stop it. And it must be stopped at the leadership of the country.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Sheniford. Of course, I will continue for a while tomorrow morning on this discuss. A lot of questions coming out of this interview with Mr. Wilson. I'll play it for you again tomorrow. Just take your notes and listen very attentively. Dominique is pregnant with issues. We try to deliver on a day-to-day basis. Hope we're having some luck. I'm gone for the afternoon.